So, the biggest question is, how long can GTA Online survive? So without further ado, let's get into it. Grand Theft Auto Online is an online multiplayer action-adventure game developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games. It was released on the 1st of October 2013 for PS3 and Xbox 360. Developed in tandem with the single-player mode, Grand Theft Auto Online was conceived as a separate experience to be played in a continually evolving world. At launch, it suffered widespread technical issues, resulting in the inability to play missions and the loss of character data. It initially polarized reviewers, being criticized for its lack of direction and repetitive missions, with praise particularly directed at the scope and open-ended gameplay. It won divided year-end accolades, ranging from the biggest disappointment to the best multiplayer from several gaming publications. The game receives frequent free updates that further expand on the game modes and content, which has improved critical reception. In 2015, the Heist update was especially well received by critics. However, the game would be more involving and would make more sense if you were playing GTA Online since the beginning. Hopping into GTA Online right now as a new player could be extremely overwhelming. There's plenty of new updates, so many in the past couple years, that seems to progress alongside your character, and just being new to this online experience, to put it bluntly, is a clusterfuck. Sure, there's plenty of people that are new to the experience that enjoy this much content when they're hopping into GTA Online for the first time, but plenty of people also realize quickly why GTA Online is getting even more dead day by day. It's because of the population that makes up the public lobbies and just the community in general as of, the last several years. There's a bigger chance you've been playing GTA Online for at least a couple years, and with that being said, people who are new to the experience will soon realize they don't fit in very well. This may increase the likelihood of spending money on shark cards or just leaving the game entirely, and I don't blame them. Do what you will. I'm just looking at this from a more neutral standpoint, even though I was playing this since day one, and because of that I never bought a shark card ever. Why you probably would play GTA Online is either you're playing with your friends, or maybe there's a drip fed car that released or something, or you're still getting a feel for the game, trying new things out. The game is no longer special. The feeling of it being special died years ago, and over time it just pissed me off because they ditched Red Dead Online. Playing that on last gen right now is a complete mess, and it's not even worth the time because of how poorly optimized it is. And I know there's only so much the PS4s and Xbox Ones can handle nowadays. The PS5 is just a joke, and being a huge fan of Sony for so long, it's not really worth the investment. No lie, the Xbox Series X and S is doing way better than the PS5 right now, I'd say. If you got a current gen version of GTA 5, then you probably heard of this bullshit called GTA Plus, which is a different video entirely, but that just explains how much Rockstar cares about money and nothing else. What's new? Looking at an overview of GTA Online, was pretty damn successful nonetheless. Plenty of different communities stem from GTA Online. There's a die-hard role-playing community, car meets, tryhards, grinders, collectors, glitchers, plenty of YouTubers, endless mods created for PC, crews, and way more that I'm not even mentioning. I'm basically all of those, or went through all those communities at least a couple times throughout the years, and probably you too. So how old is too old for GTA Online? To answer that, simply not until GTA 6 releases. Rockstar could slow down the updates to focus on the polishing for GTA 6. That wouldn't necessarily kill it altogether, but when the Big 6 releases, that might just do the trick. I'm sure you may have already knew that. Most likely at the time of announcement for the new GTA game, I could see plenty of people flocking back to GTA Online, maybe even single player for the hype, but Rockstar might take advantage of that as well, which may or may not be a bad thing. Either they could go all out with the DLC, or sandbox mode or something, or just do exactly what they've been doing, and nothing special or different will make the game have a peaceful death, which is also fine, I guess, but this is their main moneymaker in the past decade, and sure, there's Red Dead that's been released between that decade, but Rockstar is greedy, which is nothing new. Their director Leslie Benzies, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, he was credited as the executive producer on Red Dead Redemption, LA Noire, and Max Payne 3, and all the poppin' GTA games within the past 2 decades. Sadly, but I mean, for his better reasons, he resigned on January 12th, 2016, following a 17-month sabbatical, with Aaron Garbutz and Rob Nelson taking over the lead of Rockstar North. On April 13th, 2016, Benzies launched legal action against Rockstar Games, claiming $150 million in unpaid royalties. On February 7, 2019, Benzies' litigation with Take-Two has officially came to an end, and all parties involved in the case successfully executed a confidential settlement, with each agreeing to bear its own costs and expenses, including, without limitation, attorney's fees. And if you heard that right, he left in 2016, during the development of Red Dead Redemption 2, which could be why the end of the game doesn't resonate as much as the beginning, but that's my opinion. I could be totally wrong. But in the end, GTA Online as of right now is stale as all hell, and plenty of people from around the world are still playing GTA Online, which is great if they're having a good time with it. And just a personal note here, as somebody who's been playing this since day one, I'm not exactly hating on GTA Online. I just don't like the direction it went into, and they could have just set it aside for a while, but they could have added, like I was stating earlier, like a sandbox mode or something along those lines, you know, just something. I mean, they got director mode, but that's not the same. Come on, they had director mode in like GTA 4 and shit. Like, what's new about that? But like a sandbox mode that you could invite your friends to and all that, yeah, they should have stuff like that. You know, there's people that even do these role-playing servers and all that. Those look cool as hell. I've been in a couple, they're pretty damn cool. GTA Online will survive as long as Rockstar wants it to, and that's a horrible answer. It's a pretty vague answer. And GTA 6 is going to be the only killer for GTA Online. You know, when that gets announced, like I was saying, you know, that's going to cause hype, which people may flock back to GTA for a little bit of hype, you know, and people are going to look for like the similarities that they've seen in the trailers and all that. But as of right now, we have hardly little to no information on GTA 6. Anything about the protagonist or anything like that, anything that you may have heard of that's not out of Rockstar's mouth or on their newswire is completely false. Yeah, you always want to take leaks with a grain of salt, because there's plenty of people that can make up their prior occupation of being a Rockstar dev and tell you some bullshit. Or there's people that go into the coding files and they see, you know, different things. That's cool, but it all could just be cut, or just, you know, just take it with a grain of salt, like always, when it comes to leakers or anybody who's not Rockstar Games themselves. Do not trust it. Anything about GTA 6 that you hear is all rumors, and, you know, it may or may not be announced next year. This year, I highly doubt it, but if it is, goddamn, I was surprised. Everybody's going to be surprised when it comes out. Everybody's going to be surprised when the trailer gets released and we'll get a vague release date. But in the meantime, nothing much else to say about it. I mean, you can look at like the whole history of it, but really I just wanted to give you guys a whole overview on it, and just like a brief overview, I guess, to see the state. What I think about it, I think it's not going anywhere for a while. It's still their main moneymaker. They don't really make money off Red Dead. I'm sure people still buy gold bars or whatever on Red Dead, but mainly GTA Online, when there's new players, like I was saying, they're going to buy shark cards or they're going to leave, because grinding is repetitive and lame on GTA Online after 2 weeks of doing that shit, I'm sure. That's why I got a modded account and I don't even touch that shit no more. Anyways, without further ado, I'm going to wrap this up. So I'm Kidja Kitty or Kidders, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a like if you guys did, dislike if you guys didn't. And without further ado, I'm out of here. Bizai. Have a good day, by the way.